Hi, I'm Pallavi. I'm an artist, educator, and art entrepreneur. I have been on YouTube for several while now, but since November of last year, I was a bit quiet. And the reason I was quiet was because I went through a personal accident, something that completely changed me, that completely made me question my choices and definitely put my health at risk. Idea of what it would mean to be at the far end. So here I am, alive and kicking, back here, and I want to share with you what I have learned across this accident that happened with me, but more about what I learned about how to cope with things that are changing, that affect our lives in a more negative sense. So last year in November, I went through something that completely changed me and my view on life. I went through an accident with which I survived through less injuries. I had a fracture, a couple of injuries, but it really changed me internally as a person. But with whatever that happened, whatever transpired in November, it made me question a lot of things about my life. The challenge of the accident only started after the accident during the healing journey. When I started healing, the one thing I realized was when the physical healing was in progress, I was completely disconnected from my body. I was disconnected from the people around me, from my friends, my family. I did not know how to process an emotion which was so huge and so large. As an artist, I naturally moved towards art. It came to me naturally. And the first thing I started doing after my surgeries was started making art. In a way, I was processing the emotions that I was feeling. In many ways, before I could actually start trauma therapy, I was already using art in a way to help myself. And that's when I realized the power art has and the fact that all of us don't use it. Most of us believe that art is something that's reserved for adults. And that came across as a shock to me. I felt so many people in this world go through worse than what I have gone through, but probably don't know that they can use so much of it themselves and use this as a tool to heal and help themselves. So, basically, what does art therapy actually do, or what does art really do? Art gives us a new language to talk about our grief. This language is beyond words. The language of words is limited, the language of art is unlimited. It gives us a way to talk and express our emotions. Secondly, it also gives us tools on how to work on these emotions. And third, I think one of the strongest and the most important point is that it gives you perspective. It gives you from a third person's point of view. And every time you think about a situation from a person's point of view, you will give yourself more grace. So let's dive into something that I really enjoyed doing in the first few weeks of my healing. And it's called two things. It's called color breathing, where you analyze the emotions that you have and you denote that emotion through a color. And the second thing is doodling. So we are just going to focus on doodling for fun and emotions through colors. Doodling can be anything that you enjoy. It can be based on shapes that you make. It can be something that you enjoy, and that something is not related or doesn't make you feel like you have to be a perfectionist or something that requires you to have a certain skill. And it's more like something that is fun for you and something that will let you go off the stress. Is a visual reminder to just have fun. It can serve as something that is exciting. Sometimes I put rules on myself, like the lines should not be intersecting, and most of the times I just do whatever I feel. Now, a good strategy to add into this is think about four or five colors and the emotions that they represent to you for the day. And these colors can be representative of these emotions, and you can cover the complete page, or you can decide to not cover the complete page. Essentially, just trying to utilize the idea of scribbling or just moving patterns in a way that it helps you acknowledge your emotions in a deep and constructive way. Now, this can be one of the very productive techniques of just helping you out with a stressful day. It doesn't involve any perfection, it doesn't involve any fancy materials, and it doesn't need you to be very active or very aware of what you're doing. And then, if you're the kind of person who really likes to be creative, then you can take this a step further. And by what I mean by taking it a step further is you can add some details, you can add further shapes, you can add symbols, anything that you feel comforting or anything that makes you feel more calm. So while this is doodling your emotions, let's try and do something called as color breathing. Color breathing is one of the simplest exercises, and it is where you try to think of one emotion that you have felt the whole day. So this could be one emotion, it could be two emotions, it could be a couple of emotions. And I have taken a bit of colored water, but essentially you just need to take any kind of plain water. The reason I took colored water is so that you understand how I'm trying to do this. And you can use crayons, pencils, or any kind of materials that you're comfortable with. I have taken watercolors and gouache colors, and now I'm just going to spread these colors across this circle. So I have been particularly calm today. It's been one of those good days. And as I make this I do this color breathing exercise, think about the emotions that you have felt along the day, and you can use the colors that are making you feel these emotions. It could be like red could signify that you've been in anger, or it could be green that signifies that, or it could be just distress, like maybe you are in distress, maybe you're in some kind of pain or some kind of struggling with something, and that particular color could represent that emotion. Like I said, for me, it's been more of a calm day. And while I struggle with some of my physical injuries, I do struggle with some chronic pain with regards to the injuries. So I am going to denote this pain through the color that I resonate with the most with the pain, and that's an orange. So it's filled up quite a lot of my day. So I'm going to use this. So as I continue to do this, this is my color breath wheel. And you can write about it. You can say it means calm or it means pain, and it also means some anxiety. This could be your color breath wheel. So thank you for following along. And if you have reached till the end of this video, that is amazing. Do try to do these two exercises. Like I said, one of them is the color breath wheel, and the other one is just doodling your emotions. They may seem like small exercises in the beginning, or they seem frivolous, but if you dig in deeper, they will serve as good visual reminders and will help you improve your mental health and your mental strength. Hopefully, this video was useful to you. Goodbye until next week.